Hello, Scorpio. This is your forecast for the month of May. And wow, do we have a wow factor coming up here showing in for you. Now, we have what we call a stellium. That's when several planets travel together in one sign, right? And for you, Scorpio, it is showing up in your 7th house. So expect May to be a big month when it comes to your relationship. We have the sun, we got Uranus, we got Mercury and Venus and the new moon. All of them, which is denoting new things coming to the forefront, especially as we start off top of the month, May 1st, with the sun and Uranus traveling together within the same degree. We call that a conjunction, and it bursts us with all that new unexpected energy that Uranus represents. Now, Uranus denotes change. It denotes rebellion energy. It remotes a factor, the OMG. And so May 1st, pay attention to what's going on in your relationship, Scorpio. It can come from you to your partner, or it could be your partner that's going to come in and surprise you. Either way, it is that big O that I see here where your eyes go big. Venus is here too. So, you know, love and romance, definitely. This is going to be a great month for it. Venus is traveling in the sign of which it rules, which is Taurus, right? And Taurus loves security. It loves that grounded energy that you can trust what you're building. And so, of course, right now, as we're looking at relationship, this is where you want your Venus to kind of really hone in and secure. So we're looking at security. We're looking at love. Venus and Taurus both rule money as well. So this could be a great money month for you, and joint projects, you know, that you can have with your partner. And that could also be joining in on something of a financial matter too. Now, that new moon is on May 11th, and it is conjuncting Mercury, which is all about communication. Now, Mercury is linear in the way it speaks, right? And the way it shares and the way it accumulates knowledge. It's intellectual. But see, the higher octave of Mercury is Uranus, which hit there on May 1st. That's more like inspirational, full downloads into your onboard biocomputer, so to speak. But here I feel that around the 11th, and put it into the 12th as well, that you can have a very, very in-depth conversation with your partner. If you're single, this could be a good time to meet somebody, maybe online since it's Mercury's there, right? But it's really starting something new, something fresh. The new moon is when we place our intentions. So that's where you would like to place your intentions here, Scorpio, this month. And that would be in the area of how you would like to see where your relationships are going to be going in the oncoming year. Not just the oncoming month, but what seeds you plant now will grow for an entire year until that new moon comes back to this area next month. So check your personal chart, see where it's hitting home for you personally and individually. I think you will be quite surprised to see what you can get as additional extra information in that respect. Now, under that new moon on the 11th, to make it even more intriguing, is that Pluto, your ruler, is in a beautiful trine. That's a 120-degree aspect to the new moon and Mercury. And Pluto is very deep. It's intense. It's transformative. So when we put that together with your Mercury, we're talking about not just a very nice romantic conversation with your partner. We're talking about going deep to the core. Maybe things that you've been holding close to your heart for a long time, but you haven't really dared to express it quite yet. Maybe because of the level of intensity that you're holding, but lo and behold, it will surface, and it will actually help you to state your cause, to state your vision. We're talking vision because it's the new moon too. That's all about visualization, right? So I would say this would be just such a prime time for you to get it up and running, to navigate it through the waters and to the goal that you have been wanting for so long and in what you deserve. So don't hold back. And I don't think you will be able to hold back. In fact, because of that Plutonian undertow, you know, it transports us. Love, love, love that. But also, I do see there is something that you're needing to tweak, more or less at the same time. So we got this relationship thing going on, but then at the same time, more so, I'd say within the family front or your foundation of your home. It could be the physical home that you live in. Jupiter is squaring this. So Jupiter is all about what is good, right, wrong, what is balanced and fair. You know, it's all about loyalty too, and it has to do with legalities, since Jupiter rules the 9th house of legal activities. So it could be contracts and whatnot. Now, there's something that needs to be tweaked there around the 11th. But the good news is it's before Mercury goes retrograde. It's not going to retrograde before on the 29th. So say if you're selling or buying a home, that's the 4th house. That's where Jupiter is right now. Say there's a bid coming in and maybe they're lowballing you and you're like, that doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right. So you might look at it and go, do I take the bid or do I wait? Do I chance it? But then I'd say, well, you know, Mercury retrograde is coming on the 29th. This is now on the 11th. You got a couple of weeks to kind of negotiate and bring that up. As long as those papers are signed or the agreement is there before the 29th, you should be good, even under retrograde, because then it's something you started prior, right? But there could be other home situations. Since Mercury is in Jupiter is in that 4th house, Saturn is there too. I would like to say, you don't really need to worry, Scorpio. Even though Jupiter is there with a new moon and Mercury, but Pluto is there to support you, meaning you won't just put up with whatever this situation is, because there is and will be a situation. You know, if you in the past would have gone, oh, well, you know, just to kind of get on with it and not create any waves, that's one thing. But not at this point, because Pluto is saying, no way, Jose, you know, this is how it's going to be. You know, so you will have the power to stand your grounds and say, name your price, if that is the thing. That Pluto is in the 3rd house for communication. That's why your communication is going to be very strong at this point. The 3rd house has also everything to do with your neighbors, the community that you live in, anybody you interact with, say siblings, and anything of the written word. So say if you are having a project, a 3rd house project, right? A presentation that you're wanting to give out. The good news about that is, hey, you're getting so much support from Mercury, whoever you're working with, closely, one-on-one. That could be work partners, it could be whatever groups, or it could be the boss or whatever, right? If you're having, say, an interview, this is a great example. If you're having an interview around the 11th, not only do you have that new moon, but you have the gift of gab because of your ruler Pluto and Mercury coming together like this, and you will impress them to the point where I feel, you know, you're shooting the golden bird here. So something really good is coming to stand your grounds for what feels fair or not fair. That could be talking about fees, for example, of earnings and so forth. Don't let them lowball you. You know your worth, Scorpio, and this is a time to do so. Now, Mars is pretty much riding solo this month, doesn't really have a lot of aspects to support it, but it's doing good, and it's doing good on its own. It's up there in your 9th house. That has to do with research. Maybe you're taking a class, wanting to take a class, or maybe you're the one giving a class, teaching. So it works both ways here, and if that is the case, you're going to do really good on it. Mars is in the sign of Cancer, which loves to nurture, right? And since it's unaffected this month, you could really have a home run with nobody challenging you or stopping you. You have that green light to go. So I wish you really, really well on that. And then we do have the full moon in a placement of your finances, but this time it is your own income, your personal income finances, second house. So that will be on the 26th. So you can come to see, maybe you're going to receive extra money or news of a raise, whatever the deal is. And it's not just the incoming money, but it's also the money that you have and you might go out with. So it could be a great time for you to go purchase what it is that you've been thinking about or dreaming about for a while. Now, this full moon doesn't really have a whole lot of transits to it, any aspects. So just like Mars, it has a free run to go. So go get what it is that you've been wanting. You deserve it. You know your value, right? So go have fun with it. It's time to go shopping there, Scorpio. So this is what I had for you this month of May. Go listen to your moon and rising signs, see where that little stellium shows up in your own personal chart, okay? Have a good one. Bye now.